Hey kids, let's do some Valentine's Day. It's going to be a craft, but it's going to be for, we're going to do a few things. So I know it looks like a lot that you have to get, but you really don't. You pick and choose out of these ideas what works for you. I'm going to kind of do a rundown of what I hope to do in these video series. And so we're going to play with Shrinky Dink paper. We're going to do a little name beading. And then we're just going to do some fun, inexpensive, like a candy bouquet or a salty and sweet bouquet. So I hope that you like these ideas. Share with me any comments or what you've tried, or if you do end up making any of these, I'd love to see your pictures. So first we're going to start out with Shrinky Dink. If you are of any age, everybody, this is, I don't know if this is going to be backwards probably, but it's called shrink film. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I know that Michaels carries it. I know the Zahn carries it, but I'm going to do the super sanded. And with Shrinky Dink, you're going to want to cut out at least 50% larger than what you want your end product to be. So for my Shrinky Dink, I'm going to do, these are just metal cookie cutters. I believe I picked these up at the Hoblob. I'm going to try, this is the large one, this is the medium. It also came with a smaller one, 40% off of like $2.49. They were hardly anything. I'm going to trace, I'm going to do two different sizes, and we're going to see which turns out to be the size I like. It's been a minute since I've used these, so bear with me, but let's trace out and cut two different sizes, and we're going to see which fits for what we're wanting to create as like a gift tag for their little Valentine's Day goodie. So I'm using the sanded shrink film. They come in clear. They have an inkjet, so that if you wanted to print your design and then cut it out, or print your names. The last time I did these were, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and I actually ended up using my Cricut for the name. But today, we're just gonna freehand it, because I want this to be a craft that your child or children can at least participate in one or two, and we know how those goes. Hey guys, come help me, and you do one and you do the other, and then we are up till midnight doing the rest. That's okay. Let them be a part of it, make them feel that they've done the craft. But anyway, this is the super sanded. I'm going to use, you can use colored pencils with the super sanded, or like a chalk, which I'm going to use the chalk version, and I'll show you what I got. I got this at the Hoblob, and it's basically giving color to your background. And I'm going to, in permanent marker, write the names first, and then I'm going to go over it with my chalk or colored pencil, and then I'm going to put it in the oven. Okay, so here I've just in permanent marker written names on the two different sizes. The next step that you're going to do is, I have several different hole punches. I don't know how to have one of something. This has got a little heart cut out. So what you're wanting to do is make a, use whatever hole punch you have at home. What you're wanting to do is to have a place for your pipe cleaner or chenille stem to feed through. So I've got my little cutout, and now we're going to color. So what I have are just the 24 soft pastel chalks, like this. I got these at Hoblob. I also have a larger set as well. And on, I'm just gonna, you can do any color. I'm gonna do pink for Charlie's. And then for Luke's, I'm gonna do a green. It doesn't have to be all Valentine's at all. So I'm gonna do, we'll see what this turns out to look like. You're just gonna go over it with your chalk. And I'll show you. It's gonna be a very faint watercolor it's not gonna be real saturated, but I don't know, well, you can't see because of my sweater, but that's kind of the pink. And once you get it on there, we may have to go back over Charlie's name. It looks like some of it came off, but that's okay. We'll see. This is trial and error, because like I said, it's been a minute since I've done these. Okay, so I have used my chalk. This green is very light. I'm not really sure what it's gonna do once it bakes down, but we'll see. We may have to do another one in a little bit more vibrant color. Now for Luke's, I did the back side versus over where I wrote his name. And so we'll see. Charlie's, I went over again, and it did just fine. So let's stick them in the oven. We're gonna put them on 300 for, it only takes a few minutes. Hold on, let me read and see how long. Okay, so we're gonna put them in an oven, a 300 or it's a 300 to 350 degree oven. You're gonna have to see what works for your oven. These only take about 3 minutes. So I have an old baking sheet that I use for crafting. I'm gonna lay a piece of parchment paper down. I'm gonna put the cutouts not next to each other, because you don't want them to, because they're gonna shrink and you don't want them to get stuck together. So I'm gonna lay them on separate ends, and then we're gonna bake them. So hold on a second. So here they are on the parchment paper, and they're pretty spread out. So let's stick them in the oven.